my name is Ray, and welcome back to Ray's Investment Clue Book. Today, we're continuing a quick lesson on real and financial assets in investing. So why should you invest? Well, obviously you probably all think to make money, right? That's true on the basic level, but more specifically, investing has two main benefits on your financial health. One, on your balance sheet. Balance sheets are basically your assets compared to your liabilities and capital or equity. And investing helps increase your asset values and how much assets you have while decreasing your liabilities. And so this way you have more financial freedom. And this is done in the way of real assets and financial assets, which we'll talk about later. Also, investments help generate a continuous and passive cash flow that helps your income statement. And to have a continuous cash flow that can come in every year is a source of financial freedom, because this is cash you don't necessarily have to put in hard labor for. It's just a passive cash flow. So the more total income, then the more investment income and more financial freedom at the end of the day. So we mentioned real assets and financial assets and the terms of investing. So first of all, the first thing we're talking about is real assets. Now, real assets are what they seem to be. They're assets that are real, that exist in real life, that can be tangible or intangible. And real assets, basically as assets, store and create wealth. They can have capital appreciation, such as from a real estate value going up, or maybe the value of commodities like gold going up, or income generation. For instance, real estate, you can rent real estate out and you have continuous income. And so we say there's tangible or physical or intangible. Physical real assets include, of course, real estate we just mentioned, commodity, lands, machines, and capital and factories, etc. Intangibles are more like your knowledge in yourself, patents that protect your protect inventors and help create a sort of a monopoly. Goodwill, basically brand goodwill, consumer goodwill, where consumers are automatically drawn to your brand name. Your brand name basically gives you more sales in itself. Just the brand name, like Coca-Cola is such a famous brand name that people are drawn to it. Copyrights are basically similar to patents, except on brand names or things like that. And of course, real estate assets, a downfall of real assets or con to real assets is that they cost something to hold. Of course, all assets may have some cost, but real assets especially have a cost to hold assets. Now there's the financial assets. Financial assets, technically, you can't really see in real life. They're more assets on paper or claims to assets. And of course, like all assets, they store and create wealth. Of course, financial assets such as they can have capital appreciation in the form of, say, stock price appreciating or depreciating, or income generation in the form of dividends or interest from bonds, etc. Now, of course, the financial assets we just mentioned is mostly about claims and promises, distinct promises on paper. Just a promise of a transaction, basically. For instance, you have claims on real assets or claims on income generated from real assets, such as stocks, bonds we just mentioned. These are financial assets. They're not really something you can really exist in real life, but they're claims or agreements on paper. Derivatives, just on stocks or things like that, and cash notes or coins. And basically, usually, if you receive something on one end, but on the other end, it's someone else's liability to pay you that promise in the financial asset. So that's one thing to notice about financial assets. It's a transaction. It's a promise of a transaction. So finally, investment is all about asset management, and which leads to financial freedom and decreasing the liabilities while increasing assets in the form of capital appreciation and income generation. And of course, the study of these systems can help you better manage your assets to achieve financial freedom and more financial health. Thank you. See you next time.